Monday evening. Welcome to my Monday stream. Welcome to Ask the Turn Director. Yeah, before I start, you can see the picture behind me. Dominic Thiem won the US Open last night. I was watching this like kind of live, not in New York, unfortunately, but at the end it was a really tough match against Sasha Zverev. So honor to Dominic Thiem. I'm in my tennis t-shirt. I have my tennis bag and my tennis racket, and we can play a little bit of tennis before I'm crashing maybe my computer, but at the end I think it's quite okay. So everything will survive. So thanks to Dominic Thiem, it was a tough match. First Austrian who won the US Open, second Austrian who won a Grand Slam tournament. So I think really respect, and it was really a tough match. I think Dominic was kind of all in several times. He was kind of drawing dead. He had 2 outs left, but finally he just needed chip in a chair, he just needed a ball in a chair, and was coming back and won the match and US Open. So really well done, congratulations, really respect. Like I'm kind of sports addicted. It's really like was amazing to see these 2 guys. Also Sasha Zverev, really amazing match. Mentally really tough for him to lose this match after like 2 serious sets, but that's at the end. This was the very nice night yesterday until the morning. Yeah, that's the update to what's going on in the world. COVID-19 update. There's nothing to say. The best is you look to Poker Firma, one of my partner. There's always everything update what's happened in the world as with COVID-19 and the second wave, the restrictions and change in the tournaments and in the poker clubs and casinos, very short notice. So every hours could change everything. Every country is different. So the end, the best is just to keep you updated with your casino and Poker Firma to get the update. All the rest is fine. I'm healthy. Working most of the time in my house for the construction, and all the rest I think it's fine. Also thank you to Win Today Poker. I was playing a lot of Twister, and thank you to Riba Stars, Slovakia and Czech Republic. Both of them has some restrictions, so let's see what will go on there in the next couple of weeks and months. So what else is new? We're coming back. You know, we discussed already weeks ago. We were like the Postal Gate, and we discussed bum hunting with the buyers. So at the end it was like kind of like very strange and poker scandals. Questions to Didi. Didi, du kannst immer auf Deutsch schreiben im Chat. Ich werde dir auch gerne auf Deutsch antworten, wenn du Fragen hast. Aber wie gesagt, es ist einfach ein internationaler Chat. Ich arbeite eigentlich im Ausland mehr als in Deutschland, Österreich oder Schweiz, daher leider halt auf Englisch, ich würde es gerne auf Deutsch auch machen, aber da ist die Community einfach zu klein. So just what I said, one old friend of mine, Didi, was asking why not in German. I said the community is just too small to talk only in German. Sorry that it's tiring for you, and I agree. It would be nice, but I will think about to swap it also like to German. But as I said, if you have any questions, please text me in German, write me in German. I will also answer in German if you have any questions. Just do not make it too tiring for yourself. You know, that's for sure. So back to what I said, and there's like a funny thing for the Spider Murphy gang. You know, like years ago. I hope it will work. You never know. Just the music. It's not you, Rosie. Okay, a lot of scandals. It's not about Rosie from Poker Firma, the scandal. It's another poker scandal about online business and using illegal software. So we had Postelgate, who were cheating in the stream in a casino. By the way, this was kind of not solved, but at the end, like, there was already a solution with this Postelgate. The very strange and funny thing is, like, there were 80 players were accusing him and try to get money back. They're asking for $30 million. Finally, 60 of them made a settlement, looks like. And according to court documents obtained by Poker News, there was an article. So at the end, it looks like that 60 are quite happy. They got some money, and 20 of them now have to look for a new lawyer and try it again. Strange thing, while it was just. By the way, the strange thing is, like, in cases like this, the casino was going to court, not he himself. So most of the player, nothing happened. He doesn't have to go to jail, doesn't have to go to a big penalty or fine. Most of the time, it's just fine. He just continue play. But at the end, this is like the very strange situation in casino business. And it's kind of standard most of the time that they're not going to court for the player himself, because it's just very difficult to prove anything 100% by court. So at the end, that's why most of the time agreements and settlements are done outside of the court. Okay, and then we have Tobias, the bum hunter, just try to find all the fishes and playing against weak players only, using software for the seed selection, also like using software to play the optimized game. And at the end, similar things have now happened again to the German player Feder Kruse. So another scandal in the online poker. Finally, I think it's just more than enough now. What's happened with him? He was like accused. There was like some articles and blogs and for Whip Grinder. Sorry, for example, they're posting a big article about this, that his roommates, so former roommates, they were sharing like a flat sharing, and you know that a lot of poker players have like flat sharing and grinding all together, and they accused him that he was using illegal software called solvers. So at the end, very important to say, for now Feder Kruse is just only under suspicion, and the presumption of innocence applies here. So I'm just reporting about what I have read online, and have no really information myself, and there was also so far no reply from Feder Kruse himself. What's going on with the story? There's just a lot of like discussion online in forums. What should be the case? So what he did, as I said, he was using solver. Solvers, what is solver? Like the word says itself, simply, but solvers are computer programs that calculate solutions to any poker situation. So there are poker situations of like the C bet, continuation bet, the bet size, the stack size, so all the information, the bluff frequency, so how often you should bluff and how big you should bluff and everything like this. They're existing like solvers software who solve the problem for you, how you should play, and they optimize your game. And it's also used, I think, by a lot of people to learn and to teach yourself. And the softwares are not so cheap. They cost like up to $500-600. And I'm quite sure, honestly, that most of the successful poker pros using this software to learn their game and to play the best game. But Feder Kruse was used to use the software during him playing online, and what makes everybody suspicious, that he was like climbing the ladder of success quite very fast. So he was a low stakes player, and in very short time he was going up to a very successful high stakes player. So then the community started to investigate, and they saying they found out a proof, and also like the former roommates have some proofs, that he was using the software. As we know, online casinos, they are blocking this software. You're not allowed to use them. It's also forbidden, and their security system can track if you're using the software or not. But he was using different systems, to use the solvers programs, and that was like what they caught him. For me, it's very strange that if you have roommates in the grinding all the time together, I think they would also know it maybe before that he was using the software. So why they accusing me like maybe a couple of months later? So this is like, but this is not me to find out. I just think it's a very dangerous moment for online poker and for poker in general for our business, because we know that, like we discussed it the last couple of weeks in some of my streams, backgammon died, chess died, bridge died online because like all of these bots and computer running and softwares. So the end, I think they have to be very soon, a step in the right direction to stop all these habits and to find out the best way, which is very difficult because I'm still convinced that most of the players are using the software. I was using Hold'em Manager, I think 15 years ago. And part of them are still allowed. But I was so shocked about how stupid I'm playing, how often I defend my big blind, my small blind, and so my statistic was so terrible because on Hold'em Manager you can see all your cards and the biggest loss reflects your cards. So in the end, I was just surprising what shit hands I was playing, defending some blinds, and why I could lose some money with this hand. You just muck them and just losing maybe the blinds. So and the software is also very good to improve your game, and this is used by many players. If you Google it, you find also like the explanation what you can use. Like I said, you can find the betting frequency of the flop, what hands are the best for semi-bluff, etc, etc, etc. So this is the solvers who solves your problem. It would be nice to have maybe a relationship solver, or maybe like a driving school solver, maybe for female drivers, for example. So at the end, I think we have in life many problems, but it looks like poker is solved. Okay, that's the point it should be. Then this is now the story about another scandal, I would say. At the moment, maybe it's not a scandal, it's just a rumor, but at the end, it could be like this. So, also like Poker Solver, you can see one picture over here, and this goes to like the GTO. This is the game theory optimal. So at the end, like the Poker Solver providing the best game. So the optimal game in theory, which you don't forget, like this Poker Solver is just like recommendation, I would say, because like in some situation against some weaker player, I think it's much still stronger when you know that this player is drunken or is bluffing non-stop. You can make more profit than with Poker Solvers, but in the end, you're using Poker Solver to have a recommendation what would be the best in this case. And as we know, poker is also like a strategy, tactical and mathematic game. In the long term, in the long run, you will win with this system. And so at the end, I think that's the main problem. So this is like for a very simple graphic example how people circumvent the software from poker clients. You just have like 3, 2, 4, 5 laptops, and I'm quite sure, as everywhere it's the same, the hacker are much faster than any security. So the hacker are first, and then, so the end, like the hacker is acting and the security is reacting. So I think they're always one step behind. So that I think it's just still possible to connect two laptops and to use all the software you want to need, all the solvers for any situation you can run at the same time, connecting to your client, and nobody at the end can still find it out. Only your roommates may be sitting behind you and watching how you're playing. So, as I said, I think this is the dangerous way nowadays with online, and also like I would say with many sites coming up, not always like so experienced, not as long established on the market. They don't have the same security level than maybe the biggest online poker rooms have. So that's why I'm playing on Window Day Poker. It's a small, comfortable site, and I think it's there's not a so big value to use Poker Solver as a teaching software to increase your winnings. And honestly, if you play Twister on Window Day, you just have to sit on the same table with me, and then you're safe. You don't need any software to beat me, trust me. Today I was playing 10 Twister. I was 8 times the heads up. I lost 3, 4 coin flips. 2 times against the 2-outer, I didn't hit any flush or draw, so at the end, if you're looking for a solver, go to win today, go to Twister, 20 euro Twister, wait for me, for DD Thomas. If I'm there, your problem is solved, your budget is solved, and you have no problem with the future. You just take my money. It's very simple, trust me. So I can recommend Thomas Lamatsch, opponent solver. Good. This is one text also like from the VIP grinders, which is like explanation on the website. Also like there's a text they're sending to this to PokerStars already with his name. So they really accused him like very, very hard. So as I say, his former roommates have detailed information which apparently already has been reported to PokerStars. So on how he uses a second set of mouse and keyboard to access the second .c and to have access to all the solves. Yeah, so this is on the website. If it's true or not, we don't know. I just think rumors alone are bad for our industry. So I really hope that everything is solved quite very fast and we don't have like always like negative headlines. Then I prefer to have like night headlines that like somebody's winning. But now solution: play more live. If you play live, not on the stream, where you're kind of say like 99% like safe. If you play in an established poker club, poker casino, you can be quite of sure that they're doing everything to protect your game, to protect your hands. So live is just more secure than online. And like I play online really just for fun at the moment. Sometimes I would like to play some tournaments, but I just have to buy me a second laptop and then I will start. So let's stay tuned. We will in the couple next days, weeks. I think we will get also maybe a reply from Feder Kruse. We'll get more news about this. Also maybe the reaction of what PokerStars or GG Poker or whatever reacting, what they will do against this fraud. So then go to Poker Firma and keep you updated, and we will know more about this. Good. Let's go back to live poker, because on online poker they don't need a tournament director. They don't need to ask me about ruling. That's why I prefer to be live. And then you have to know the rules, and I prefer live poker much more than online poker. At the moment I have just a problem that I don't have any live poker. So at the end I can't decide anything. So that's why I'm still like online. Today a German player contacted me. He was playing on the weekend, the last weekend, he was playing in a very big poker casino. He was playing 1-3 normally hold'em cash game, and he just texted me the situation, what happened, So he was playing and under the gun raised, there was 2 callers and he made a 3-bet and all the players were calling. On the flop, I didn't write it here, was King 5-3, and there was everybody checked and he bet. And then he's a player, he told me like he's always focused on his, not to show any reaction, or the people can't read any body language. He was just betting and then concentrating and looking on his cards, like staring on his cards, like no reaction. So it looks like fold, because the dealer awarded him the pot and he was happy to receive the pot. He put his whole card beside the pot, which is 100% correct. The dealer took his cards, by the way, pocket kings, he told me, which we don't know if it's true or not, but I believe him. So he hit his set, and then one player left and said, "Hey, I'm still in the game." Oops, okay, sorry. So at the end, dealer mistake, and they called the floor. So the first decision from the floor was, there's only one player with a live hand. This is the other player B. So I'm sorry for you, sir. You will lose the game. Kali, yeah, I'm not shaved, yeah. This is the Corona style, Kali. You don't like it, Kali? Tell me, Kali, magst du nicht, wenn ich rasiert bin? I think I like it sometimes. Neither my daughter, neither my wife like it, but I think sometimes I really like it. So, yeah. Okay, next Monday I'm shaved, guarantee. So back to the ruling. So the floorman said, okay, sorry, the live hand will win the pot, which will be 100% for my wrong decision after discussion, because for sure player A is like, oh, come on, like I did nothing wrong. They decided to split the pot. So the player contacted me and asked me about my opinion. So my thoughts in situation like this are quite very simple. So first, I have to think about what I could decide. Decision number one, player A is winning the pot. Done. Second, player B is winning the pot, or I split the pot. And then the next step is like to think about, okay, what did player A? Did he think everything wrong? Okay, the player A, he bet, he looked, he waiting, he got the pot, he gave his whole cards away in the moment when he received the pot, so it's time for him to give the cards away. Maybe we can say he didn't pay attention to the game, but he was betting, and you know, some people took like the scarf and like this, so that is the only small mistake. What did player B? He checked, there was a bet, no reaction. The dealer, and this took a couple of seconds, the dealer took the mug, the burn cards below the pot, put in the mug. You have to award the pot to the player, and then to take the whole cards, because the whole cards were in the mug. This was the problem then. And then the player say, oh sorry, I'm here. So this is the information for me about player A and player B, and I think it would be not fair to award 50% of the pot to the player B, who didn't call, who didn't invest any money anymore post flop. So the end, for me, the decision is quite clear. I will say the player, sorry sir, you have to announce that we missed you soon enough. You can't wait until the showdown is done, the pot is awarded to a winner. You're waiting until the hand from the opponent is in the market. They say, oops, I'm here, I will the pot. So at the end, for me also, like the split pot was not the correct decision. I would not say the wrong one, because it was like, okay, sometimes it's like everybody's happy, but you know, if you play cash game and you hit your set and then you get only 50% of the pot back, it kind of, you have no winnings, because you get 50% of your own bet and the other one you have to split, and there was like just the 3-bet pre-flop. So at the end, I don't think it was the correct ruling, because like I say, player B just abused this dealer mistake. Then let's jump over to the next ruling. Thanks to Rosie, no scandal on Rosie, but thank you Rosie. She was sending me the link, which was on, starting on Twitter, a nice discussion. And this is really, really a more tough decision than the first one. So as you can read, player A announced to bet 100, pushed in a stack, dealer counted was 95. Then player B announces all in and throws just in one chip. Okay? And then A throws also in one chip and flips over his card. And then B also shows the winning hand. And now A claims to have been making the bet right. So just complete the bet to 100, and he didn't want to call the all-in bet. And he didn't hear the announcement all-in. So on Twitter, there's just starting to be posts, a lot of comments, a lot of questions. I replied what I texting here. So first, it's very tough to make a ruling or decision if you not live at the end, live over there. See the situation, see the dealer, talk to the players. So at the end, but still, there was no all-in button involved, which is a quite of a big mistake. Then everything will be like very easy to decide. Then it's very important which value had the chip. He was like throwing, was a $5 chip. Then okay, you can say you really wanted to make the 100 complete. If it's not a $5 chip, also like, then the decision is also like easier. Anybody was angel shooting of both of them, abusing? B didn't make any mistake. Then how big was the all-in? Because I very often ruling in the sense of the game. So if the all-in was maybe $120, $125, I would not think about any circumstances. I would just force the player A has to call the all-in bet, because without any mistake, if the game is running normally, he would 100% call also the 20. So at the end in the cash game, it's completely different. So this also, and then like B announced the all-in, and it's still a mistake of A not listening what the other players are doing at the end if you're announcing an all-in. So my tendency is clear against A. Same procedure than before. At the end, you have to think about, okay, what was A doing, what was B doing, what could be the ruling. So ruling number one, I force A to call the bet. Rule number two, I just say, okay, I don't count the all-in from B, it just was 100, and that's it. Okay, and B gets just $100, not more. Or like 3. This like I can say like a mixed game, but it's completely stupid. So at the end, 2 decisions, and then again I have to think about the 2 rulings. If I say A is just calling the 100, I protect 100% the player who made a mistake. Player B didn't make any mistake. A was doing the mistake. First, he didn't bet 100, he did bet 95. Then he was waiting too long to put one more chip in for the 100. When the dealer counted chips, it was already approved that he has to put one more chip. And the last point, which is very important for me, if he called the bet and he opened the card first, and then player was reacting to show the winning hand. And then at the end, the discussion was starting. So why? He opened his hand and then like the all-in bet, and then like, sorry, it was a mistake, I didn't hear. So yeah, call the bet, that's fine. But why he opened his hand? Yes, it was the showdown, yes, it was the river, but still, it's no reason to open if you're not thinking like everything is finished and you call the bet. So, and also like the single chip rule and accepted action, heads up, if you put 1 chip in, it's always counted as a call. So in this case, you know, I'm sorry for player A, but I would force him here to call the all-in of player B without any excuses, because B didn't make any mistake and A was like abusing the situation that the player B is all-in and he has the winning hand. So kind of like not a simple decision, but a decision I will always make like this. The next point, it's not a ruling, the next point is just like, I was thinking a long time, all the time about, with COVID-19 and restrictions and casinos had the problem, like in Austria you have 1,500 people inside events. But if they have like a separate seat, an exact seat, so not walking around. So the theater, if every second seat is occupied and you have a ticket which is written 1A, 3A, whatever, it's allowed to have 1,500 people in a theater. So I think with COVID-19 and live poker, which I'm missing most, is that casinos, from my knowledge, they don't discuss enough with the government to make also some special rulings, like culture events, maybe like a theater, concert, whatever. So I think the missing point is sometimes security concepts. I know, for example, Grand Casino Liechtenstein, they had to have to make a security concept for their government. So security concept is there's one entrance on the right side. There's only entrance, like IKEA system. So you have to run around to the tables, sit down, also the exit. If you go to the buffet, everything is a one-way system to avoid a mess. So this is like kind of security concept with like hand infections and like and mask and everything. This is like basic, I would say. And then you can think about tournament breaks, tournament formats. You know, maybe we have to think about maybe to have less re-entries, or if we go back to rebuys only, that the people have to sit on their seat and not busting, running to the cashier, buy another ticket, and running back to another table. So if we make rebuy tournament, so people take their seat, they're sitting down and playing. breaks, tournament formats. Maybe we should also maybe we should come back to shootout tournaments. Shootout is the best COVID-19 safety tournament. You get a seat, you go to the seat, you're sitting down, you play on this table until the end, one player surviving, and this player is in the final. So normally, this player would not meet or getting closer to other players. So, shootout. Six-handed. Also, like this was like the beginning already done, that we have less players. Also like, if you want to avoid to have, it's sometimes complicated for sure, but if you have like some events are limited to 50 players, so maybe you can make 2-3 events after each other. You can make one event at 4, one event at 6, one event at 8. Maybe freeze out, maybe no rebuy, no re-entries, or maybe one rebuy. So at the end, I think there are many solutions, I think, to maybe also run live events. If you investing time and security concept, sitting together with the government, with the gaming commissions, and maybe find a way how you can run a tournament in the best way. Like, we can wash and sterilize all the chips. We can change the decks all the time. All the dealer, come to the table with the mask. So I think it's like in the supermarket, in the tramway, in the public buses, and the underground, and the train. I think you're also like very close to each other. So I think in poker, you just have to avoid people running around. Breaks. You can do the tournament clock. Each table has its own tournament clock at the end. And if you make a break, every table has a break. 10 minutes at point. The next table, 10 minutes later. So at the end, you can split also the breaks to that every player separate. But you need to make a security concept. Well, I know that events company, restaurants, exhibitions. I was like last weekend in the garden exhibition, because now I have a garden. So, and they had many people for 4 days, and it was not a problem because everybody has to wear a mask. There was a one-way system. So at the end, I think it's more safe to walk on the street when you have a one-way system, because you can't meet anybody face to face. So at the end, it was kind of safe. It will be very difficult the next months for, let's say, big live events, because I think travel will go down. Israel has a lockdown. Today I was with IPC, with Roy Even on the call, who is the organizer of the Israeli Poker Championship. They are allowed to run events in Bulgaria because there are still flights, and Bulgaria is a green COVID country, but everything else is kind of cancelled. So it's at the end, but local tournaments, Bratislava, they have now restrictions, 50 players, I want to become famous. I have to think about India. Should I get famous? And to get big buy followers? No, I don't want to buy followers. I am happy with my 17 followers at the moment. Thank you, Rosie. Already deleted. So I don't want to get famous. I don't want to buy any followers. I have my 18, 90, 20 followers, and I'm really happy about. For sure, everybody would be happy if I have 1,000 followers and more discussion in the forum, but I won't buy it. So back to COVID-19 and live poker. So I think there is a lot of still of potential to survive. Like I say, in Bratislava, they have restrictions, 50 players. For example, Reba Stars in Bratislava, they had the problem, they have to finish the event at 11 p.m. So what was the result? They're starting at 5 p.m., finished 11 p.m. Nobody was happy, the player were not happy, and they had a big overlay. So at the end, yes, it's not easy, but at the end you have to find kind of solutions how you can survive. Now I think all the live events in Bratislava will be cancelled very soon. So at the end, the new format, maybe shootout, maybe back to sit and go. I love sit and go. You can make like kind of twister systems, Spin and go. We play spin and goes in Monaco during the EPT. You remember the spin and go, the wheel and live? It was amazing fun. And a lot of people were going to play live spin and goes because there was a waiting list. The people were going to have fun. They play $50. There was the wheel. The wheel was not up to like to win 1 million, but it was calculated with all the fee. it was always a positive result. So at the end, like you can offer like spin and go to your players, you can offer sit and go to your players, still give the players fun, and also step away from these huge guarantees, obviously pressure of overlays. I think a lot of players still want to play maybe for fun, they want to enjoy, to go to a casino and to play low stakes, to play sit and go fun, and small tournaments with 50 players. So it doesn't have to be all the time 2,000 players. So I think this is like the lessons we have to learn out of COVID. You know, yes, it's a shame we have less events. Yes, we have to wait until maybe March, April, but no, it's not like we have to close everything. As long as the casinos are open, I think we should support the casinos to play some small tournaments, you know, and not always focus on the profit and just enjoy our time. We have a lot of recreational players, so I think there's still a possibility. But as a back, you have to invest, I think, time and gaming concept to be in contact with the gaming commission to work out a secure. Because in no news I had heard never about any security concept from casinos. They're just following restrictions. So I think the lobby is maybe not strong enough, but I think there has to be like a kind of like a way how you can solve all of this. Good. The next point, it's like we had a conference call last week with the Swiss Poker Federation, Swiss Poker Sport Federation, SPSA. I'm kind of member of the SPSA. They have really very nice plans and concepts for the future, which hopefully will really work very fine and well. And we discussed one like concept of like poker and skills and how to teach people. So I think beside playing poker, how we can teach the people, how we can more skill, how we can make team events. And one very nice team event, for example, is this one. Could you follow a little bit? Yeah, match poker. Maybe you know match poker. It was like, especially like from the International Poker Federation, we have like really a lot of members, like in Germany, Austria, more than 60 countries members of this federation, which is huge. And they also like collaborate and working together with match poker. So what is match poker? Match poker, like you see in the video, is like a software online. You can play like digital, not online, but you can, it's like with tablets, electronic way, where people receiving the same cards, and then you can compare which team was playing the best with the same situation. Didi and Karl, if you're still there, I think it was like 15, 16, 20 years ago, I was running Sync Poker in the Concord Card Casino. Sync Poker was very similar to Match Poker, but the big difference was we played at the end like a multi-tournament, everyone playing himself, not a team event, and the people also like received the same cards. We used 3 days of full preparation, because live we have to prepare all the decks. Like we have 4 tables, so we needed like hundreds of stacks, everything the same, to sort them, and hopefully there was no mistake. So it was really a challenge with a lot of dealers. We had a lot of fun to prepare this tournament. It was called Sync Tournament, so it was the first worldwide tournament like this, because there was also like duplicate poker. Years ago they were starting to play this online, also like with cash game and the really cash action, but it was like never working. They said they had 250,000 customers, but we never heard again. I think all these ideas are nice, but I think you can't play it really for money. So the first thing is very simple. The same cards are dealt to all the tables. That's very simple. And now, this is my question: is match poker real poker? I think for fun events, for skill improvement, for core decisions that poker is a game of skill, I think you can use this match poker quite very good. Also, like for kind of team matches, you can also use it. But if it's real poker, we had a discussion in Switzerland about this, and I say no. It's not comparable with real poker. Why? It's written there. Player reset their stacks at the next hand begins. So I think modern poker, let's say like cash game, tournaments, when you can play your best poker, as soon as you have a big stack, you can make pressure, you can play the position, you can play more hands, you can play your A game. If every hand you get the same stack, you know, I think it's a completely different kind of poker, and I would not say it's comparable with modern poker. I think we have to use the solver software. What's it telling me non-stop? Which is the best betting site if the hand, like your stake, will be reset all the time. So which is the continuation bet? So at the end, I think it's a very nice idea. It's maybe also a lot of fun to play with it in a team. But at the end, I don't think that it's really successful in comparison with real poker. My sync poker was a little bit different because it was like calculated by percentages. So at the end, I was comparing all the seed ones with all each other, and you get like percentage in comparison to the other three tables on seed number 1. So I did this with all seed 1s, all seed 2s, etc. until seed number 8. And then we will shuffle the whole player field and they'll play against each other again. I think we make 3 runs. So at the end we also shuffle the players to make it quite fair. Otherwise you have all the strong players against you. And then again the percentages. And finally we got one winner who didn't have the biggest stack, but he was playing in relation to his other opponents, the hands the best. So the tournament also could be won by a player who lost chips because he had just bad cards, he was not lucky, so he didn't win one pot, but he was losing less than in comparison the other player who was non-stop aces was winning in comparison to the other opponent. So it was a kind of complicated and funny calculations, but at the end, the Concord, we were proud of it. We were the first one to run sync poker or duplicate poker or match poker, call it how you want. We were the first to run these tournaments and we run it live. So this was like the thing. So I like match poker. It's a nice idea. It's a nice software. I think it's a very good tool for team competitions, but I'm not sure if it's like really a tool where you can play real poker or you can improve your game now. So I have a scouting Silot. Hi, I'm a member of the German match poker team. The problem with match poker is not the reset of the chip stack, but the current point system, which leads to different strategies than in normal poker. Okay, good point. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have any experience because with the point system. But also like the point system could be like really affect the strategy a lot. It means maybe you don't have to win the hand, you just have to optimize your game, not to lose too much, not to win. So it's like in the middle, and maybe like with this game you can survive and get the most points, because the goal is just not to get a bigger stack. The goal is just like to get the most points, which maybe not always related to the chip stack, it's related to the other players on the same seat. So, but everybody's welcome to join any poker federation in your country. You can qualify, and then you have a chance also like to play maybe match poker one day. We never know. Okie dokie. Yeah, we're coming to an end. The good news for the future, I will have several hopefully Zoom guests the next times. So one very interesting guy, hopefully next week, which is like we always think about in the poker boom, like in 20 years ago, in the around 2000. So the question, yes, hi Thomas. So match poker, do all the tables get dealt the same board cards, and the only difference is the range and the yes, exactly. So everybody gets dealt the same hands, same board. The hand is completely the same on all 4 tables. So you have 4 teams, 4 tables. So everything's 4-handed. So every player has to play. Every team has to play their different position. I can show you. Let's just do it again. Let's just put the music a bit down. So here you can see the explanation. These are the teams. You know, the colors is white, and you can see blue is sitting on one around the table. So at the end, every team has also like to play the same situation, the same hand, and this is the system. So at the end, it's like really independent from the decks. Everything's 100% the same. It's just like the difference is like which team playing get most points and playing the situation in comparison to the other team the best. So simple. I got aces. He got aces. So 4 teams getting aces, and I hit ace. So the flop is ace 7. 10 rainbow, and now who got the best tactic to at least as one player is calling? To have to check, make a min bet, make a like normal a pot bet, pot size, whatever. So at the end you can find out your opponents who is playing the most, and if the hand is finished, all the stacks are calculated. So I got with my aces 1,500, you got only 1,200. So maybe I got 5 points, you get only 1 point. And then finally this is like kind of the system. So back to the poker boom. When the poker boom was also in Vienna, we got a lot of new players. For example, 2 of the most well-known players we got in the 10-15 years ago was a couple of brothers, Stefan Jedlička and Niki Jedlička. Niki, I think everybody knows him in the German-speaking market and in Austria and Vienna for sure. Niki was like winning millions, losing millions, winning millions, losing millions, and he's still one of the high-stakes player. You can still see him on the high cash game tables. He's not, I think he doesn't have these swings anymore. He got like also like not serious, but he was like, I think just called up and playing better. But where the player coming from? People coming from Magic. Then the other Magic is the most well-known tactical strategical card game, which a lot of players starting their career in Magic and then jumping over to poker. Then a lot of poker players were going to play Hearthstone, which is not so popular anymore. It was a very all these games were very fashionable like some years ago, but still like it's a huge community. And there's another game, it's called Gwent. And I met a nice young guy who is one of the best in the world playing Gwent, and he's Austrian, and he will hopefully be my guest in the stream, and then we can talk about this card games, Magic, Gwent, Hearthstone, how you start this game, what's the parallels to poker, why if you're a very good Magic player, why you're also a very good poker player, and why you understand the skill and tactic behind. And I never played Magic, I never played Gwent. I played couples of months Hearthstone, quite not too bad, but then I gave up because then you have to play really a lot or to invest money to get a certain level. So at the end, these are the games like of the future, and so let's see what he will say. Also, like there are very funny, nice poker games and the poker apps coming up. One is a kind of poker dealer. So this is a very funny app where like you see a board and 4 hands, and you have to be faster than your opponent to select the winning hand. So this is also like kind of fashionable. Couple of my friends from the States and Europe were creating and developing an app like this. So you have to be faster than your friend or another poker dealer, and you can make a challenge. Who is the best poker dealer? So cheers, bye, see you later. I also like we finished very soon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. Hope to see you also next week. So these poker apps are really nice. So I'm thinking to make a game maybe next time with some floorman dealers and really finding out who is the fastest one. So let's see if we can manage this. If not, stay safe, be healthy, be motivated, think positive like we all do. I think it's a very difficult time for all of us, for the live events and the poker business. Same for me, for everybody. Our business is still down. We're waiting for better times, but we still have vodka. No, but the business will come back much stronger than it was before. And I wish you a very nice Monday evening, a very nice week. It's still summer. The temperature, at least in Austria, will be very nice. It will be like the end of the summer, but super nice temperature, sunny. Take a sun, be motivated. I send you many kisses. Cheers to everybody where you are. Again, cheers to Dominic team. Congratulations, soon #1 of the world, Austrian. And then I see you on the table, see you somewhere on my stream next week. Cheers and goodbye.